next time cue will come with 3 minutes until airtime on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Mark, 3 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Your next time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues related to this live show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 573-893-7477. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studio producers, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime for today's live show broadcast on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Stations, we are coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, Mark. 1 minute, stations. 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime, on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds. Have fun.
The following is a presentation of the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Powered by Learfield, this is Hail Southern Live on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Go to the pistol formation for the plus 47. There goes Jalen White again, up the numbers, 25, 20. Watch the young bull go again. Wings up, Eagle Nation. Touchdown, Georgia Southern.
Hail Southern Live is presented by Morris Bank. Bleed Blue, Bank Blue. Morris Bank member FDIC. Also brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. Macon Occupational Medicine. The health of your business may depend on us. And by the Savannah Airport Commission with the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now let's return live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's your host, the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Eagle Nation, it is great to see you again. Back one more time for Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. This is Hail Southern Live. presented by Morris Bank of the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. We've got a jam-packed hour of Eagle athletics coming up. We'll talk Eagle football with head coach Clay Helton following the 35-21 loss last Saturday in Birmingham against UAB. 2-1 start, though, through 3 games. Homecoming this Saturday, Teacher Appreciation Day, as Georgia Southern welcomes in Ball State for the first time ever. 6 o'clock kickoff at Alan E. Paulson Stadium. Cutwater Spirits tailgate show starts all across the network at 4 p.m. Also visit with Georgia Southern All-Conference punter Anthony Beck, 2-time All-League pick. He'll be up here a little bit later on in this week's edition. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to tweet us at GS Sports Network. You can also send us a comment or a question on Facebook Live. But for the first 10 or 15 minutes, we're talking Georgia Southern men's golf and what a stretch it has been for Carter Collins' program. The guy to my left has gotten a lot of attention for Georgia Southern Athletics and Georgia Southern University, the runner-up at the 122nd U.S. Amateur over the summer up in New Jersey. Eagle Nation, please give it up for Ben Carr. What a crowd. Great to see you, man. How you been?
I've been good. Thanks for having me on.
So it's not just the fact that we're here getting a chance to celebrate you, but also your whole team is here. We mentioned Carter Collins, but a bunch of handsome devils here tonight. The entire team is here after a second place finish up in Notre Dame. You guys won the Gopher Invitational last weekend, coming from third place down, winning by 5 strokes. Your buddy Wilson Andrus was the individual medalist. You guys are in the middle of a really good stretch for this program.
Yeah, we're in a great spot. We went up to Notre Dame and played some really good golf against a really good field, and then carried some momentum into the Gopher and got a team win. And like you said, Wilson got his first individual win, which was just as cool as a team win.
You know, something that Jake Maple said recently about this program, maybe not recently, but relatively recently, he said when somebody asked him a question, do you feel like you guys are hitting your stride? And his answer was something to the effect of, I don't think we're hitting our stride, I just think we're really good. And it feels like that's where this program has gotten to. You're now a top 25 program nationally, and it feels like you're really something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say it's a pretty accurate comment. We have a lot of talent on the team, and everybody gets along really well. And I mean, when you combine those two things on any team, I mean, you're going to have some pretty good results. And yeah, we're playing some really good golf right now, but I think we have a lot in the tank for the rest of the fall and then heading into the spring.
Go back to you individually from what you were able to pull off over the summer, and you had all of Eagle Nation watching you there for about a week, being able to qualify for match play and then winning round by round, dramatic finishes, the putts, the big shots that you were coming up with. But to get to a point where you were one of 2 left for a chance to become Georgia Southern's first winner in the amateur since 1986, how did you maintain control of all of your nerves and all of your faculties during what had to be a very tense week?
Yeah, I would say the most important thing for me was turning my phone off. I think I turned it off after the semifinal match, but I mean, leading up to then, I mean, after the early rounds of match play, I was checking it a bunch and getting back to everybody. I mean, a lot of people were texting it, but not an absurd amount. And just the later in the week we got, the more people were texting, and my phone would actually shut itself down with the amount of texts that were coming through. So to be able to have that much support, I'm just very lucky. And then on site at the tournament, had just as much support, and it was so cool to be able to look over to my side and see whether it's my teammates, my family, my friends. I mean, there's just so many people that were up there supporting, and it was awesome.
It was just as much about the crowd that was there to watch you. We saw tweets from so many people in the program. I think it was Wilson that was keeping people updated with what was going on Sunday, because coverage didn't begin until that afternoon, so you were already pretty deep into your 36 holes of match play against Sam Bennett. But Rod Eichler is a longtime Eagle fan, played here with Terry back in the 80s, was part of the national championship program under Coach Russell. But to have so many people from so far away giving you that kind of support, what kind of boost did that provide?
Yeah, I mean, it provided a huge boost. Seeing all the tweets and the Instagram videos, I didn't get to see those until after the tournament that made the athletics page, but just having all these people a part of the athletic program support me from back home, and then a couple of them got to come up and watch. It meant the world. It's a pretty special thing we have here at Southern, just the culture in the athletic program, and I'm just lucky to be a part of it, like I said.
We did get a question coming in from social media from our buddy Lance. He says, now when you win the Masters next year, what's going to be served at the Champions Dinner the next year?
Wow, that's
that's a pretty loaded question.
That's a big question. Probably Chipotle.
Oh, look at you.
Make it easy.
Is that what you guys eat on the road a whole lot, or does Carter able to treat you guys? How's the travel work with that?
We used to eat a ton of Chipotle, and now we don't because we have some really picky eaters on the team. Hogan Ingram, for example, the guy won't eat anything we put in front of him, and especially not Chipotle. So we don't get to eat it as much anymore, but that's my favorite restaurant.
Just to think about that being a possibility. The next year, as long as you keep your amateur status, you're going to be playing in the U.S. Open. You're going to have a shot to play in the Masters. You're going to get to go through the gates, amongst the Magnolias, go to Amen Corner, all the things that we watch on TV every Easter weekend, but now you're going to get a chance to do that. How do you process all that? It's still a while away, but how do you even think about what that's going to be like?
Yeah, it's definitely hard to. I mean, after the tournament ended and everything settled down for a few days after, everybody was kind of talking about the Masters and the U.S. Open, and honestly, in that moment, it felt like it was next week. And so I just have to keep reminding myself that there's so much time between now and then, and I have so much to do from a team standpoint. And that's what I'm most focused on, is what the team's most focused on. But, I mean, it's definitely hard to ignore. It's probably the two biggest tournaments in all of golf. So to be able to compete in hopefully the Masters as an amateur and then turn pro for the Open, it's going to be a pretty cool thing.
You guys still have to go to Winston-Salem next week competing against Wake Forest. And then in the spring is when it gets real, getting a chance to play the Sharkey, play the Schenkel again. You get a chance to do that one more time in Statesboro, but also back to a conference tournament. It's a little bit different this year. No more El Dorado because Little Rock has now moved on. They've switched leagues. They've gone to the Ohio Valley. So you're going to be playing at a course in Mississippi. But in these next couple of months, as you wind down your career as an Eagle, as a golfer, a sport that you doesn't feel like you ever master, but how do you and this team need to continue to improve over the next couple of months to reach your goals?
That's a good question. I'd say we just need to keep doing what we've been doing. I mean, the results have been paying off, and I think that one of the bigger things you can do wrong in golf is to feel like you have to change, even when you're playing well. I mean, I think myself and this team has thought that a lot over the last couple of years, like especially getting later into the spring when we might not be playing so hot. But, I mean, it's always right around the corner, and you got to be able to acknowledge that and understand it. And I think if we just keep doing what we're doing, keep our head down, keep working, there's no reason we can't compete and beat the best teams in the country.
With all of the talent that Coach has recruited and the way that you guys play together, how do you foster that healthy competition amongst each other?
Yeah, I mean, we have 13 guys on the team right now, and all of us can really play. So qualifying is a blast, practice is a blast, and you got to be sharp. I mean, you got to be sharp to travel. You got to be sharp to play well in qualifying and beat all the guys to try and make that van. And then work's not done once you do that. I mean, tournament's the main focus. So once we get there, it's just pushing each other nonstop and just seeing what we can come out with at the end of the day.
We'll get you out of here on this. The first part of our gathering tonight here at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro, you had an autograph signing from 6 to 7 p.m. You had a chance to sign some golf balls. People get a chance to take pictures with you. To know that you've been able to generate that kind of buzz for your boys, for your program, and for your school, a little guy from Columbus, Georgia, coming to Statesboro and making the kind of waves that you have, what does that really mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, very humbled. I mean, I never really thought this was possible. I mean, it's something you kind of dream of and think about, and but you never really know if it's ever going to happen. So to have something like that happen and see, kind of like you said, the waves it created back here in Statesboro and a lot of other places too, just really cool. I mean, I just don't want to ever take it for granted because, I mean, I was a young kid once, and there's a lot of kids that are wanting to hang around me and get an autograph or just go putt or chip or whatever it might be, and I just don't want to lose sight of myself being in their shoes one day, that I was one day.
I know that there's a lot of people here tonight that are really proud of you and what you've done. There's people all across Eagle Nation that feel the same way. Congratulations on all the individual success, all the team success. We know that there's a lot more coming from you and the guys throughout the rest of the year. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks so much, Danny. You're the man.
Eagle Men's Golf, Ben Carr. What a summer it has been for Ben. Eagle men's golf will be up in Winston-Salem next week to round out the fall. Coming up next, we're talking Eagle football head coach Clay Helton up to the stage. It's Georgia Southern and Ball State this weekend for homecoming. We'll get to that in just a moment. This is Hail Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
You've trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
You need the best players. You need to keep them safe. And if they do get injured, you need the best occupational medicine services available to make sure that they're back in the game for you and your business. This is Leonard Bevel from Macon Occupational Medicine, and that's exactly what we've been doing for business and industries throughout Georgia since 1990. We outperform others by getting injured workers back to work quicker while maintaining the highest levels of customer satisfaction. The health of your business may depend on us. We're Macon Occupational Medicine.
Did you know that Yancey Rents is a Georgia-owned rental company serving Georgia since 1914? Yancey Rents has excavators, dozers, backhoe loaders, small dump trucks, water trucks, concrete saws, light towers, scissor lifts, and so much more. We've got a huge selection of equipment ready to be rented today. Call 844-YNC-RENT or check us out at yanceyrents.com. With 16 locations around the state and a new expanded lineup of equipment ready to be rented right now, Yancey Rents wants to be your preferred rental supplier in Georgia.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Optum Medical Center Tatnall, we know you're not yourself when even just one part of you is hurt. Optum Medical Center Tatnall in Reedsville provides Eagle Nation with the highest quality care in surgical, hospital, clinical, diagnostic, and therapeutic services. The physician-owned medical center has been named one of America's top 100 best hospitals for joint replacement and is a 5-star recipient for total hip replacement, total knee replacement, and spinal fusion surgery. For more information, visit OptumHealthSystem.com.
Here's to the fans who show up for the game, finding their spot, staking their claim, towing the trailers, hauling the gear. A tradition of tailgating that happens each year. And here's to the truck they drive, the Ford F-150 truck. Power your tailgate like never before with an available ProPower onboard generator. For great offers, see your local Ford dealer today. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Vision, new identity, same battle cry.
Man, what a great day to be an Eagle. Mercy.
It's time to GATA.
Gerald Green outside the hash. 10, 5, bye-bye.
Jalen White, welcome the young bull all the way home.
Najee Thompson, what a tackle at the 10-yard line. How much fun is he to watch?
Listen to Eagles football all season on the Georgia Southern Sports Network from Learfield.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Jalen White to the 40, 45, 50, far side has Jalen White is out the gate. The Alabama boy is coming home. Wings up, Eagle Nation. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. It's a 71-yard burst for Jalen White. It's 21-13, and the Eagles are not done yet. Jalen White with a 71-yard touchdown run, a career long for the junior out of Alabama, about 200 miles away from where he grew up in Daleville, his second career 100-yard game. Georgia Southern, though, ultimately falling at UAB by a final score of 35-21. 2-1 record, though, through 3 games, and now those Long 2 road trips are over with. No more Nebraska, no more Birmingham. Back home, Alan E. Paulson Stadium this Saturday. It's homecoming, it's Teacher Appreciation Day, and that leads us into this segment on Hail Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. Morris Bank is the presenting sponsor for the 2022 season. Morris Bank is rooted in Eagle Nation, and most of their leadership team are Georgia Southern alumni. Bleed blue, bank blue. Morris Bank, member FDIC. Couple segments talking with the head coach. Eagle Nation at this time, give it up for head coach Clay Helton to Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Great to see you, Coach. Hope you're doing well.
Good to see you, Danny.
You were asked this on the teleconference earlier today with the Sun Belt. This team got off to a tremendous start with a 2-0 record, dominating Morgan State, and then a program-altering victory over Nebraska. But this is the first time that this team has lost a game. And I'll take a question that Lance just sent in on Twitter. How do you feel players accept coaching after a defeat?
Yeah, when you have a defeat, there's 3 things that you hope that you see. One, in that defeat, you hope you see a team that fought from play 1 all the way through the game and tried to fight every dang play to win the game.
Sure.
And that was evident. 2, when you get in that locker room, you hope that they hurt and there's an anger and a hurt about them, that they don't like losing. It doesn't taste good. And it was evident our kids were hurt by it. That's a good thing. To be able to have a passion for winning, and you hate losing more than you like winning, to be honest with you. And then third, how they're going to respond the next day. When they show up to work, is there a focus and an attitude like, hey, let's correct the mistakes, let's get back on the horse, and let's go get the next one to get 1-0. Saw all those 3 things. So did they take coaching? Yes, they accepted the coaching, and they know. I thought they approached last week. They were hungry. They were humble. The one thing that we weren't is we weren't consistent in our standard of play. Anytime that you play a good UAB team, a run-oriented football team, and you give up 3 turnovers and you get none, a 3-turnover difference, it's going to be really hard to win on that day. They fought back, got it to 28-21 with 8 minutes to go with the ball in their hands in the 4th quarter, and we didn't get it done. Fact of the matter.
Yeah, that's tough for anybody to ask, to get down 21-0 on the road and then multiple times get it back to 1 score. We just heard the Jalen White rushing touchdown. At that point, the game was 21-14. It was 28-21. Latrell Bullard comes up with the stop to force a 3rd down and long, and we'll get to him more in a moment because he's quickly becoming one of my favorites to watch. But to have the ball on the road in an area where UAB had only lost 3 times in their previous 28 home games. So to have the ball with a chance to tie the game, 8.5 left in the 4th, you at least put yourself in a situation where you could get it done.
Yeah, when it was 21-0, I brought the team up. I said, guys, this isn't about them. It's about us. It's about our execution and what we're doing right now. I need you to concentrate on each and every play and doing your job and doing it at a very high level. It's going to take some time to get back in this game. It's not going to happen immediately. You're going to have to claw and fight, and our hope is by the 4th quarter we are there. And there you sit. There's 8 minutes left on the clock. It's 28-21. You have the ball in your hand just like you had it the week before against Nebraska, with a chance to either tie or go up in the game.
Right.
We didn't get it done.
I was going to wait to talk about it. I'll talk about it now. Latrell Bullard has 6 tackles. I mentioned about him being 340, being able to eat people up front. He has that tackle for loss to set up the 3rd down and 13 on the last drive. Yeah. It's rare when someone steps on campus and has that kind of impact, but he is such an impressive addition to what's already a really experienced defensive line.
Yeah, that was his style of game too.
Yeah.
He's a man that requires to be doubled, and if you don't double him, he weighs too much and he's too quick twitch. He's going to beat a single block, and so that frees up linebackers. And you saw Todd Bradley Glenn and what he was doing in that game. He's a very welcome addition. To be able to do that as a true freshman speaks volumes to him and what he accomplished over the summer, both physically as well as mentally in the playbook.
You had a chance to talk about this earlier today at your press conference over at the FOC, but watching Todd go down again is something that Eagle fans are probably tired of at this point because he's been through so much in his life. But you did mention on postgame that his elbow had been reset.
Yes.
Is there any other information you can provide on him at this point?
Yeah, we got an MRI today. X-rays looked good. It looked like everything was intact. Looked like a simple dislocation that popped back in, that doc put back in. We do a preventative MRI to make sure, especially on that is the arm that had the bicep surgery on it. So we want to make sure everything's absolute perfect. He was moving it well. I don't think there's no way we're going to have him this week, probably not next week, but there is a very good chance that he will be back this season.
That's great news. The other side of a freshman that has a chance to have an impact, we'll go to the offensive side, and this is somebody we talked about plenty during the Morgan State win. O.J. Arnold pops off the bench when you're down 21-0, and the first 34 yards of that drive that got you on the board were all O.J., whether it was running the football, whether it was catching the football. Durbin has the receiving touchdown at the end of the drive to get it to 21-7. But to see him just come in and make that seamless transition from Class A football in the state of Georgia to FBS has been pretty amazing.
God bless South Georgia and its athletes, because I'm going to tell you what a special player and a special person. He came in with a sense of urgency to be great, not just to be a college student, but to be great at his craft. And he has worked it so much. He's got two great learning figures in front of him, with Jalen and Gerald. To be able to have those guys and learn from them and to be able to contribute, what a great position. And in a time that we needed a spark, all of a sudden we just throw him a flare route out there and he picks up 20 plus. And then on a huge 3rd and 5, we put him out in the flat and he makes the most spectacular one-hand catch
that was nice.
I've seen in a while that really continued that drive. We score, and that's the drive that got it to 28-21. So he's really come into 2 games now, 2 out of 3 games, and really provided us a really good spark.
Hail Southern Live will continue from Wild Wing Cafe when we come back from this timeout. More with head coach Clay Helton. We'll continue to take a look back at UAB, and we'll also preview those Ball State Cardinals. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Is slow internet slowing you down? Having trouble connecting to all your technology needs? Bullock Solutions has the solution for you. With a 100% fiber optic high-speed network, Bullock Solutions provides modern services with the latest technologies available in the industry. Need security options for your new home? Bullock Solutions has got you covered with state-of-the-art video surveillance and smart technology to give you the peace of mind you deserve. Bullock Solutions has internet and technology packages to meet every need. Visit us at bullock.solutions today.
Nothing kicks off your game better than a handful of Georgia peanuts. Power packed with protein, essential nutrients, and great taste. Georgia peanuts are the MVP for affordability, sustainability, and nutrition. To score life's touchdowns with recipes and fun facts, check out GAPeanuts.com. The perfectly powerful peanut is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Peanut Commission.
Peanuts! Get your peanuts!
You understand that it's not just grand gestures that can change someone's life. It's consistency, doing the same thing every day for a long, long time. At Georgia Southern, we believe it's you, our annual giving donors, doing more than just impacting the bottom line. You're impacting students filled with big dreams and the desire to change the world. Our mission is to make them ready to make those dreams real, and your gift makes it possible. Because of you, they are ready. Visit georgiasouthern.edu/give to make a difference.
You need the best players. You need to keep them safe. And if they do get injured, you need the best occupational medicine services available to make sure that they're back in the game for you and your business. This is Leonard Bevel from Macon Occupational Medicine, and that's exactly what we've been doing for business and industries throughout Georgia since 1990. We outperform others by getting injured workers back to work quicker while maintaining the highest levels of customer satisfaction. The health of your business may depend on us. We're Macon Occupational Medicine.
Talent inspired, Hi, this is Terry Harvin, and I firmly believe that those are two words that should describe your company's starting lineup of employees. If they don't, then you need to reach out to my friends at Select Source Staffing. Talent inspired since 1997, Select Source is owned by a proud Georgia Southern grad. They're solution-minded and truly understand that no two companies and no two employees are the same. So whether you're looking to hire someone or you're searching for a new opportunity for yourself, explore Select Source and check out their postings at selectsource.com.
Powered by Learfield, this is the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Welcome back to Hail Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank.
Wings up, Eagle Nation! Touchdown, Georgia Southern!
Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now let's return live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Hail Southern Live continues from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. We do remind you, Eagle fans, that Georgia Power is proud to be a partner with Eagle Athletics. Irk Russell said that our offense is called the Georgia Power Company, and now Georgia Power would like to help you save on your power bill. Visit GeorgiaPower.com to learn more about becoming more energy efficient and saving with their handy energy efficiency tips. Eagles again falling to UAB last Saturday at Protective Stadium in Birmingham by a 35-21 count, but Coach, you outgained UAB, you didn't give up a sack, another game with more than 200 yards rushing, and Jalen White's 71-yard touchdown run that we heard from a little while ago. That was an interesting sequence because it was a 4th and 1 after a short incompletion. You were going to go for it. It was a 2-score game at that point, and he just found the crack and he was out the gate.
Yeah, what a great call by Brian Ellison, and what a great execution by the offensive line and Jalen. A lot of times a young runner just tries to pour it up in there, and I thought he was extremely patient in making his read, really jump cutting and getting back in the C gap, and then you give that guy, you allow him to the second level, you're not going to catch him. That's what he and Gerald and Amari do. So we were pretty confident, especially in that point in the game. I know it was the -30, but it was that point in the game that we needed to be ultra aggressive. We had been really good on third down. We finished 11 of 20, 55%. And we were good on third and short. So it was one of those that you felt like, okay, we need this. Our team needs it. And, man, what a great home run hit. Got us to that one-score game, 21-14.
Yeah, the third down conversions have really been a source of conversation. 31 of 50 through 3 games. That's 62%. That's top 5 in the country. I want to go back to that play real quickly, though, because the guy that threw the block that sprung him is somebody I wasn't expecting. Not that he's incapable of doing it, but Derwin Burgess is the one that threw the block that got him out for the touchdown.
Yeah, I told Derwin the other day, it was, a matter of fact, Sunday, he came in, I said, buddy, I don't know if I ever thought I'd get to coach a guy like Robert Woods again, who I had at USC, who's just been a blue-collar, just unbelievable player in the NFL for the Rams for several years. And he brings that blue-collar work ethic mentality. It doesn't matter what the job is. He is going to do it to the highest level. And to be able to see a wideout go in there and make the touchdown block and just be unselfish. Here's a guy that had 12 catches versus Nebraska, and now he's doing whatever it takes to get his team back into where they got a chance to win a football game.
You talked about this as well earlier today over the FOC with back-to-back road trips. It's not that you just went 2 places that weren't Statesboro. You had a flight to Nebraska, coming home from Lincoln about 6:30 a.m. on Sunday, and then going to and fro on a bus from Birmingham. You're back about 2:30 on Sunday. How important is body maintenance at this point in the season so you can have a little bit more to go forward the middle part of the year?
It's probably one of the biggest things you do as a head coach is being able to manage your team and be able to manage where their bodies are at. After that, the Nebraska game was ultra physical, and there were some bumps and bruises that we came out of, and basically got back in at 6:30. Thought it was more important mentally to go through those corrections and be able to be able to get their bodies back for this week rather than going pounding on Sunday. We got back at 2:30 at UAB. I thought it was really important to get out. There were several corrections that we needed to make on the field, and so we did that Sunday. So you've got to kind of feel where your team is at, what is needed for your team, and especially when you go on 2 road games, especially getting back that late, you need to make sure that they're in a proper arena to be able to operate. And they were in a great frame of mind yesterday. They really were today. days are off day. Now we're back, and we're so glad to be at Paulson. I can't tell you. It feels like a gift, to be honest with you, to be back with our alumni and fans and to be back in our stadium.
You get a chance to see at least 6 road venues every year, sometimes 5, sometimes 7, depending on the schedule. But knowing that about half the schedule was here, prettiest little stadium in America.
Yeah.
That game against Morgan State, though, that was your first game here as Georgia Southern head coach. And I think that's something that probably gets lost in the whole translation because you were here last year. You were talking about the Coastal game, talked about the BYU game where it was packed out. But to have another chance to simply do it here after 2 long road trips, how much can the team enjoy something like that?
Oh, my gosh. Hey, we felt the electricity in Game 1 versus Morgan State, and I urge all our fans, all our alumni, get in that stadium this Saturday. Our players feed off our fans, and you can, whether it was the students, whether it's alumni, whether it's our fans, the community, our kids feed off of it, and they felt it in Game 1, and we need to feel it again this Saturday. And so come on out. You're going to see an exciting brand of football. You're going to see a team that's really hungry, that's got that chip on their shoulder. They want to get to that 3-1 mark, 1-0 on the week, and they want to get this bad taste out of their mouth before we hit conference. So very important week for us, and I hope the whole community comes out and supports these kids because they are fighting like hell. I'm going to tell you, they are every day. It just amazes me how hard that they work for their team.
It's been an amazing start to the year for the Sun Belt Conference with 4 victories over Power 5 teams, almost 2 more with Old Dominion and South Alabama almost pulling it off in their respective contests last weekend. But the Sun Belt takes center stage, national stage on Thursday night. Your next 2 opponents are playing each other at the start of conference play. Coastal Carolina goes to Atlanta to take on Georgia State, and I'm sure there will be a lot of preparation that takes place over these next few days. But will you guys make it a point to sit down and watch that game because it just so happens to be your next 2 opponents?
Well, Thursday is our one night that we step away. We grind pretty good, Sunday night through Thursday night, and Thursday usually is our chance to go home, see our families. For my wife, Miss Angela and I, we're empty nesters, so yes, there is a ball game on, and I can promise you it's going to be that one. Take a sneak peek. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. You want to have the blinders on and be able to focus just on Ball State. But on a Thursday night, what better there is to do than turn on a ball game, especially the next 2 opponents that you play.
It's a chance to be back home, but it's homecoming. There's something special about that in every place. This is going to be your first homecoming here. But from your experiences, we're talking high school, college as a coach, what is it about homecoming that makes the college experience something that stands out?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It just hit me last season. The first call that I got from Jared, I get that call, and literally that Saturday is homecoming, and I turn on the TV, and that was my first experience of being able to see Georgia Southern.
That's neat.
And you saw the stadium, I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was electric. It was unbelievable, and it was exciting to be able to see people come back from all over. You got to remember that this is a special place. This is not a 4-year experience for people. This is a lifetime experience and lifetime relationships. And it's so good to see fans and alumni come back for homecoming, and it means so much to our players, So please come support them and support what they're doing. They're going to make you proud.
Got about 25 minutes left in this week's edition of Hail Southern Live. We're going to let Coach go get some dinner. We'll bring him out for our final segment when we talk about those Ball State Cardinals. First ever matchup between the Eagles and Ball State. 6 o'clock kick this Saturday for homecoming and Teacher Appreciation Day. Cutwater Spirits Tailgate Show will start at 4 p.m. all across the network. But when we come back, one of our favorites, Georgia Southern's 2-time All-League punter, Anthony Beck, comes up to the stage. This is Hail Southern Live on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Here's to the fans who show up for the game, finding their spot, staking their claim, towing the trailers, hauling the gear. A tradition of tailgating that happens each year. And here's to the truck they drive, the Ford F-150 truck. Power your tailgate like never before with an available ProPower onboard generator. For great offers, see your local Ford dealer today. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Optum Medical Center Tatnall, we know you're not yourself when even just one part of you is hurt. Optum Medical Center Tatnall in Reedsville provides Eagle Nation with the highest quality care in surgical, hospital, clinical, diagnostic, and therapeutic services. The physician-owned medical center has been named one of America's top 100 best hospitals for joint replacement and is a 5-star recipient for total hip replacement, total knee replacement, and spinal fusion surgery. For more information, visit OptumHealthSystem.com.
You've trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance. All without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Did you know that Yancey Rents is a Georgia-owned rental company serving Georgia since 1914? Yancey Rents has excavators, dozers, backhoe loaders, small dump trucks, water trucks, concrete saws, light towers, scissor lifts, and so much more. We've got a huge selection of equipment ready to be rented today. Call 844-YNC-RENT or check us out at YanceyRents.com. With 16 locations around the state and a new expanded lineup of equipment ready to be rented right now, Yancey Rents wants to be your preferred rental supplier in Georgia.
Hello, welcome to another bank. Please just say what you need help with.
Check my balance.
I heard pay a bill. Is that correct?
When you bank at Morris Bank, you won't be greeted with an automated response system or wonder if you're just another account number, because real relationships make community banking better. Morris Bank and Georgia Southern football were built on the same blue-collar mentality. And at Morris Bank, blue isn't just a part of our ad campaign, it's a part of our DNA. Morris Bank is proud to be the season presenting sponsor of Georgia Southern football. Bleed blue, bank blue. Morris Bank, member FDIC.
You need the best players. You need to keep them safe. And if they do get injured, you need the best occupational medicine services available to make sure that they're back in the game for you and your business. This is Leonard Bevel from Macon Occupational Medicine, and that's exactly what we've been doing for business and industries throughout Georgia since 1990. We outperform others by getting injured workers back to work quicker while maintaining the highest levels of customer satisfaction. The health of your business may depend on us. We're Macon Occupational Medicine.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Beck was punted 3 times, 42-yard average, 2 of those inside the 20. Hamler deep, high kick. Najee Thompson downfield, and he caught it at the 2-yard line. 45-yard punt for Anthony Beck. Those two have such a connection. They've had it for 3 years now. Beck to Najee. One of the many all-star punts from this individual sitting to my left at Hail Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro, presented by Morris Bank on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. Eagle Trivia coming up in about 20 minutes. We'll have some prizes from Wild Wing and Southern Exchange, so stick on by for a chance to play some Eagle Trivia. If you have any questions tonight for Facebook Live, send those in the comments feed. Also, tweet us at GS Sports Network. Already tonight we've heard from Ben Carr. We've heard from head coach Clay Helton. He'll be joining us in our final segment to fully preview those Ball State Cardinals coming down from Muncie, Indiana. But to talk a little about homecoming, a little about Teacher Appreciation Day, a little punting, a little about hair care. Give it up for Georgia Southern's All-League punter, Anthony Beck, to Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. What's going on?
Nothing. Just had some good food. Talking with you now.
I just thought about this.
Okay.
When you're holding for field goals and extra points, that's a very good thing because we know that Georgia Southern's about to score.
That's right.
But your primary job is to be the punter. but the less we see of you during a game, the better Georgia Southern is probably doing. That's a weird thing to think about for somebody that's been all league 2 times.
Yeah, I try to look the best I can on the sidelines, but once we score, I'll go out there.
I know you've been talking to this coaching staff about let me catch a pass. Well, you've already caught a pass. You called it back in 2019, trying to throw a pass. Well, you did throw one. Was that UMass a couple years ago you threw one? They were offsides?
Maybe.
Well, the Campbell was
I probably tried every game, but I don't really know. Oh, yeah, that was UMass. That might have been UMass.
But they were offside, so it didn't end up counting.
Yeah, that was going to Najee.
It wasn't. All right, go right to there because the highlight was him catching your punt inside the 5-yard line against Morgan State. Whether he's downing your punts or making tackles on your punts, how has that connection been built between you two?
Oh, man, it's been unbelievable. Ever since we first got here, and he really bought into special teams. It meant something to me. And I went with it. We practice every day. Like yesterday, Sunday, we went and did the same exact thing we did against Morgan State. We did sky punts, and he was catching every single one. I put some hang time on it, and I was like, Najee, catch the ball. Don't let it touch. and he catches it, and it's an unbelievable connection that we have on and off the field. We talk every day, whether it's football, whether it's punting, whether it's catching. I try to coach him as a defensive back, although we have a great coach to do that. I like to get in there sometimes. Technique, anything. I like to be there for him. He's there for me, and the connection is unbelievable.
You know, he's changed positions a couple of times. He takes so much pride in being a special teamer, and there's a lot of people in Eagle Nation that thinks he's got a shot at the next level as a special teamer. You're somebody that's played a number of positions here before finally settling as Georgia Southern's punter for that 2019 season. Do you think about how much differently it would have gone if you would have ended up playing another position?
I do. I like to not think about it. I tell Coach Helton all the time that I'm his backup quarterback. So hopefully he'll put me in eventually. I'll change my cleats and I'll go in there. But yeah, I like to think about it sometimes. It's cool to think about. But I really like to just focus on punting because that's what I'm here to do. Well, I'm here to hold, actually. I'll punt when I need to.
It was an interesting summer for you. You actually had a chance to go to Birmingham, where Georgia Southern just was, had a chance to go to a camp. You saw Younghoe Koo down there for a little bit, but working with a couple of the best in the NFL. A.J. Cole was all-pro last year for the Raiders. Johnny Hecker has been one of the best for about a decade. What kind of things did you pick up from guys that have been doing it so well for so long?
Oh, so much. I was really with Johnny majority of my time being there, and me and him, we have a connection, and Patrick Means. He was both of our coaches getting into college and so on. So we had a connection there, and we were building a relationship, and I appreciate for what he did when I was there, because I mean I'm a nobody he never met before, and he took me under his wing. He showed me what he does and how to be a professional, whether that's on the field, off the field, technique, warming up, punting, anything. And I appreciate everything he taught me in just a few days I was with him. And I've took that to summer ball when we were training and into fall camp and to now, and I'm hoping I could follow in his footsteps and be as good as him and maybe be even better.
Another cool connection regarding Georgia Southern. That's where Ryan Langen played last year, or back during the summer, the spring with the UFSFL. He was with Birmingham, won the league championship, and he told us the story the week before in Nebraska, how he basically had to get in his car from Cedar Rapids, drive all the way to Birmingham, get there in about 2 days. The season started 2 days after that. So being able to tie that all together, that's pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, seeing Langen again, he's a goofball. I love Langen. He's awesome. We've built a great connection. We still talk every day, video games, phone, whatever it is, and everything he's taught me, whether it's my mental game or my physical game, mainly mental. He's helped me a lot, and I appreciate him. It's cool to have the relationships that I've built here, and they're not going to stop. So it's really cool.
Question coming in from Facebook Live. Daniel asking, what would your dream NIL deal be? This came up at the press conference earlier today, too, with Dylan and Logan.
Yeah? Dream NIL. I would have to say an unlimited supplies of Cercheros.
Okay. Proud partner of Eagle Athletics.
Proud partner. I love some Cercheros. I can go, I like breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I could.
One of Coach Helton's phrases is 10,000 calories. You might be able to take care of that in maybe one or two meals.
I get my fair share of calories from Cercheros. They fuel me on and off the field, so that's really good. I love some Cercheros.
Being that special teams is such a mental game, we talked about the physical game, though. You've changed your punting steps a little bit.
Yep.
We've only seen you 9 times this year over the first 3 games, so that's been a good thing. But as far as the mental process of trying to get into the right frame of mind to punt, what's that like?
It takes a lot. Like you said, I haven't been on the field much, which is okay. Go Eagles. But like Nebraska, I didn't punt until, the third quarter with 8 minutes left. It's not an easy thing to do. It got a little chilly up there too, so I was kind of tight and cold, whatever. No, but yeah, it takes a lot. Between the guys before me, whether it was Bass, Langan, or the guys we have now, Rayner and Mike, and Rayner's unbelievable with this aspect of the game. I've learned so much from him, and he's younger than me, so it's unbelievable to have people around me like that. And help with the mental aspect of being a specialist, because I didn't grow up being a specialist. I wasn't a specialist in high school. I just did it because I could. And then
that must be nice.
Yeah, and then whenever I truly became a specialist, I didn't think about it this way. And a lot goes into it, and having the guys around me and the guys that came before me and helped me through that process, I'm really thankful, because it could have been not as good, because it's mentally draining sometimes. Sometimes you just don't have your day, and you got to accept that and attack the next one. So mentally, as a specialist, it takes a lot, and yeah, it's hard to do, but we get it done.
You get a chance to work with 2 really good kickers. You already mentioned Alex, but also Michael coming in from Minnesota. As the holder, do you have to hold differently for different kickers, or is it pretty much a one-size-fit-all kind of deal? As long as the laces are out, we're good.
They like to tell me that there's a difference. I tell them, hey, the ball's going to be down in that spot, the laces are going to be out, put it between the sticks. It's different per kicker. I'll tell them that I'll tilt it the way they want it to be tilt. I won't do it. I'd get the ball down as quick as I can, and the laces are out. Every kicker is different, but majority of the time it's straight up or a little bit of tilt towards me. The ball is going to be there, laces are going to be out, put the ball between the sticks.
This weekend, it's Ball State. It's your final home. Well, maybe your final homecoming. You have the option to come back next year if you so choose. But what does this team need to do to get back on track to be 3-1 going into conference play?
Quite honestly, I don't think we need to change at all. I think we have everything we need. We didn't play our best ball game against UAB, and it showed. I think we have everything we need to win and keep winning. So I don't think we need to change much. I think we need to accept the fact that we did not play our best ball game. And I think we did that Sunday, and we came in and we did our corrections, and we're ready to go. So, yeah, don't change much. We are who we are, and we're going to win a lot of games doing that. So I don't think we need to change a thing. Take the corrections, move on, and go play our best game.
6 o'clock kick on Saturday for homecoming against Ball State. Airtime is 4 o'clock on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Beck, appreciate the time tonight. We'll catch up down the line.
Absolutely, appreciate it.
2-time All-Sun Belt punter Anthony Beck from Wild Wing Cafe. We'll talk one more segment with Coach Clay Helton. Then it's time for Eagle Trivia as we close out on Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Hey Eagle Nation, it's Stacy Underwood from Uncle Shook's Barbecue Place at 434 South Main Street right here in Statesboro. We're proud to be a partner of Georgia Southern football in this new era and want to wish Coach Helton luck in his first year. Remember, game day isn't complete without some Uncle Shook's favorites like our slow-cooked barbecue pork, juicy and tender beef brisket, and fall-off-the-bone smoked ribs. Add some of our made-from-scratch sides and you'll be a winner at the tailgate. Place an order online at UncleShooks.com. Go Eagles!
Did you know that Yancey Rents is a Georgia-owned rental company serving Georgia since 1914? Yancey Rents has excavators, dozers, backhoe loaders, small dump trucks, water trucks, concrete saws, light towers, scissor lifts, and so much more. We've got a huge selection of equipment ready to be rented today. Call 844-YNC-RENT or check us out at YanceyRents.com. With 16 locations around the state and a new expanded lineup of equipment ready to be rented right now, Yancey Rents wants to be your preferred rental supplier in Georgia.
You choose the combination, and they'll cook in their 500-degree brick oven in just a few minutes. Your own delicious pizza experience using only the freshest ingredients on hand-tossed dough and individually sized just for you. And that Eagle Nation is why they're called Your Pie, because it's all about you. The Your Pie in Statesboro and downtown Savannah is owned and operated by Joe Hunt, a Georgia Southern grad. So when you order your next pizza, be true blue and make it all about you. Go see Joe at Your Pie, and I guarantee it, you'll be glad you did.
University Store is built for game day. As the official store of Georgia Southern University, we have the largest selection of officially licensed hats, polos, tees, tanks, tumblers, signs, bobbleheads, and more. Every Eagle, young and old, can find their favorite Georgia Southern merchandise at our Armstrong and Statesboro campus stores. As part of the university, we support student success by investing our profits back into scholarships, facility improvements, and programs on each campus. Visit our stores today or shop 24/7 at gsustore.com.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance. All without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Powered by Learfield, this is the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Welcome back to Hail Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank.
Wings up, Eagle Nation! Touchdown, Georgia Southern!
Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now let's return live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Savannah Hilton Head International Airport and the Savannah Airport Commission bring you Hail Southern Live each Monday night from Wild Wing Cafe. Visit them online at flysav.com before your next trip. One final segment on the Georgia Southern Sports Network powered by Learfield. Eagles and Ball State this weekend for homecoming. Kick off at 6 o'clock at Alan E. Paulson Stadium for Teacher Appreciation Day. Broadcast begins at 4 o'clock from the tailgate lot. Coach, it's a long season with lots of practices, lots of drills, but when you can see a face that has a smile on it, it makes it a little bit easier. And we know what happened to Sam Kenderson out in Nebraska, but to see him at practice this week, to see him in good spirits after what had just happened to him, and it's only fitting we got his mom here tonight to be able to talk about this a little bit more. But to see what he's been able to do here as a player, but more so as a person, it's nice to be able to celebrate that.
It's great to see Mom in the crowd tonight, and what a support figure she is for Sam and his favorite person in life. It was neat for our kids to be able to see first couple days after that surgery are hard, and then to see that smile that Sam always has on his face back on Sunday, and to be around the guys. That was a special moment, I think, for all of us. It was an opportunity for us all to exhale that, he's been through that for the first surgery. He's got one more to go come wintertime. Yeah. And, but his spirits were up, and you could tell that with each growing day, he gets a little better and a little better, a little better. Got such a bright future. And thanks to Mom for being the mom that she is for that young man.
You ever had a punter like Anthony Beck?
I'm going to tell you what, the man is going to be a coach one day. He said, Coach, I want to play. I'd like to play NFL football and maybe punt a little bit, and then I'm going to be a coach. And he's up here killing it. I mean, it's like he's been a coach for 20 years. But you could tell that he's played quarterback before.
Yeah.
He's got that leadership quality. He wants the ball in his hands, and you feel so comfortable as a coach when you know that's the type of guy that's holding for you. That's the type of guy that's executing punts for you. You don't have a worry because the guy's a pro.
Turn the page to Ball State this weekend. I know this is the team's off day. You'll get into full preparation starting tomorrow with practice over at Eagle Creek. First ever matchup. They're coming in with a 1-2 record, but they just pitched a shutout on Saturday at home up at Schumann Stadium in Muncie. They beat Murray State 31-0. What do you see on film from the Cardinals?
Yeah, you really see a team that's growing and getting better each week. You saw, Tennessee kind of got away from them in game one.
Yeah.
Then they really settled into what they wanted to be. And they play a Western Michigan team, 32-31 in a really close game. And then, this past week win 31-0 against Murray State. You see a confidence level that's building with them. And you see a style of offense they're kind of setting on identity now. They've got a physical style run game, got a huge tailback that we're going to have to get on the ground. The biggest calves I've ever seen on a running back. I mean, he is a bruising old school back and a quarterback that can really spread the ball around in their RPO game, as well as has some great deep ball accuracy. So we've got a challenge on our hand defensively. Offensively, I've always believed it's really about us and us getting better with each game. We're going to play a defense that's extremely assignment sound. You know where they're going to line up, and it's about winning our one-on-one matchups and us out-executing our opponent. So our concentration is more about our execution offensively this week, and knowing that we kind of know what we're going to see defensively.
The running back for Ball State that you spoke of, he's a conversation piece. He was on Bruce Feldman's freak list. I believe he has 7% body fat. He's 5'11", 215. He has a pet alligator. So there's a lot going on for him in addition to football. But Carson Steele is one of the more unique challenges that this defense is going to face the entire year.
Well, his name speaks for itself. He looks like he's made of steel, and he runs like a man that has a pet alligator. I mean, he is physical. He's a bruising back. You have to really gang tackle to get him down. So we've got to do a great job of getting all 11 men to the ball.
Coach, thanks for the time as always this week. Good luck 6 o'clock on Saturday night. Let's get to 1-0 this week, 3-1 overall.
Sounds great, Danny. Thank you. Hail Southern.
That's head coach Clay Helton for Ben Carr, for Anthony Beck. This has been Hail Southern live from Wild Wing Cafe. Homecoming this weekend at Audi Paulson Stadium. Georgia Southern Ball State will kick it off at 6, on the air at 4. Eagle Trivia coming up next right here at Wild Wing Cafe on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.